All right, boys and girls, it is the first week in November. The first week in November. And welcome to Eight Questions with Patrick. I'm your host. Me and the Cheetah will be here. And we will be talking to actress Augie Duke in about 15 minutes or so. Um, yeah, this is going to be an awesome month. I'm super hyped for it. And I can't think of a better way to open it up than with Augie. I have to say right here that of all the people, she's one of the nicest and easiest going artists I've worked with. Uh, Super sweet, and she's very, as you'll see, she's also very pregnant. I knew that when I booked the show, and once I booked the show, and then I found she was pregnant. And then I'm like, oh boy, she's pregnant. So let me go there and make sure that we can still do this. And she was very accommodating. And of course, I'm really sensitive to this because I'm seeing, you know, and I go to her and I say, hey, I just want to make sure that you're totally comfortable doing this interview. I really want it to be a good time for you. And if your pregnancy, because you know how it is, ladies, it's one day you feel good, and the next day you may feel really bad. So you never know with a pregnancy. I mean, I remember when my mom was pregnant with my two brothers, and hey, Bobby, holy cow, hell yeah, thanks, wow, awesome. Um, you know how that is. My mom was pregnant with my two brothers, and I remember how up and down she was. She was one day she was really great, and one day she felt miserable. So, I told Augie all the way up to literally today. I said, if you're not feeling this or anything, you just tell us and we'll come back and do it again. I just want you to be 100% comfortable. And she's so sweet. She really wants to do the interview. We're going to get her for about an hour. She's got some actressing to do afterwards. But yeah, she is the star. She is one of the stars of the Amityville Moon that came out on Lionsgate last month. We already interviewed the director and writer director of that movie, Thomas Churchill, and now we're this month we'll be interviewing the cast. We're going to be interviewing Augie, of course, today, and then we'll be interviewing Alexis. See if I can say Alexis's name right without killing it. Let's see, Alexis Akano, and we'll also be interviewing actress Sherry Davis, who also starred in the film. So a lot of Amityville Moon coming at you guys real soon. But today is about Augie, and Augie is very, very prolific. She has done some really interesting stuff. Um, of course she's done the Amityville Moon. She's also done a movie called Burning Kentucky that um, that was pretty well received. Um, she's also done she's also appeared on TV on the Mayans MC, which was the spinoff of the Sons of Anarchy. She did a guest appearance there, and a lot of good underground films too. Indie films, Wild Rose, Eminence Hill, 645, which is one I really want to ask her about because that one looks really cool. Um, let's see, and she's got a ton. She's got a ton of new stuff coming up, and including and there's one movie she did too called The Right Mom. I think that'll be fun one to talk to her about too. She's got a ton of new movies coming up. I mean, I'm sure some of it probably had to be, I don't know how they worked that around. Doing the Hollywood magic. Working around her pregnancy. I know that for a series they can do that. But independent films, it'll be interesting to ask her about that. Some of the films that she has coming up are Sincerely Saw, Bloodstock, 674 Days, Bully High, and she still works in short films too. She still believes in doing short films, and she's doing that too. She's got one coming up in pre-production. That I have a feeling that that one probably will be after she has her baby, and that is Thug Alley. Um, I find it really interesting. I find it really interesting. Yeah, Wild Boar. Yeah, Bobby mentions Wild Boar. Yep. Uh, hey, Michael, how are you, sir? Hey, Katie. Hey, Jennifer. Um, One of the things I really like about established performers like Augie, I find it really interesting that they go back and give back. And what I mean is, she's got over 70 credits to her name. She's established herself. She's established herself as a really good actor, very dependable, professional, uh, beautiful. Um, uh, and what's really funny is that I didn't realize this. I didn't realize this, but I had actually indirectly have known about Augie for a while. She also did a movie where I interviewed the film's director. Um, I feel the director, Minh Collins, and I also directed the actress, Courtney Akbar. And I did that for the movie called Clown Fear. Oh, I see it froze. Let me go back and come back in. I froze. You know how that works. Better now than when she comes in. Hold on one second. So I did not realize this until I was looking at this, that I had inadvertently already met Augie already, and that is when I uh, interviewed Minh Collins and Courtney Akbar for Clown Fear. So Courtney's in Clown Fear as well, as was Sadie Katz, and we had already talked to Sadie on the midnight hour, which was pretty cool. Um, but I really like the fact that she's established. Let's see. No, I did not see Bad Kids Go to Hell yet. I don't know, T. I don't know, TJ. We'll have to ask her that. Yeah, me too, Michael. I am too. This is a nice. This is a definite. This is a step up for us for sure. I mean, I'm really excited about this. We're getting there. We're definitely getting there. I have not seen that. I'm still trying. I'm going to try to get a copy of. I'm trying to get a copy of Amityville Moon. No, no, I didn't direct anything. No, I interviewed the director of Clown Fear on the blog. I interviewed Minh Collins and I interviewed Courtney Akbar. I'll run both those interviews. I'll run both links to those interviews. I'll run that down in the description box so you can read about that. Um, but I was mentioning about how she's well established, and then she went back and she did a short film. That's really cool for established actors to do that, I think. They don't have to do that per se, but a lot of them go back and they give back. They got their start, they did some short films, and then they're going back. Maybe it's for a friend, maybe they're getting into directing, maybe it's a new director they've heard something about, a buzz about, maybe it's a new talent, a new cinematographer, whatever it is. Maybe they just want to go out there and stretch their wings a little bit. Um, but she's going back. She's doing. A. She's still doing short films. No, men. Here, I'll type it in. I know it sounds like that. Yeah, the H is silent, actually. The H is silent. Super nice guy, too. She's a perfect example of what Thomas Churchill was talking about when he's talking about how he runs his sets. He wants everybody to get along with everybody else and work together on a common goal. And he surrounds himself with really good people, but he also surrounds himself with some really nice people. And he wasn't lying. I'm telling you that now. In dealing with Augie and Sherry Davis and Alexis O'Connell, they're all super sweet. Some of the nicest people and easiest people to talk with. Um, and I think I'm not sure, but I think Mike Ferguson might have mentioned about Sherry Davis being really, really cool too. But either way, we got them all coming up. Hey, Chadwick, how are you, sir? Yeah, that's right, Bobby. Yeah, Minh Collins. Yep. So I think he relocated, though, if I'm not mistaken, Bobby. I think he relocated to Eastern Europe, right? I think he's in Bulgaria now. I think he set up shop. He's not the only one either. I know that Jamie Lunar is also in East Europe now. She set up her own thing going on there. Yeah, it seems like more and more Hollywood people are going there. I mean, not just filming, but actually setting up residences now. Because Jamie Lunar, she's been there for quite a while. I know a lot of the Lion Gates movies are made there too. Dean Michael Paul or Dean Paul Michael, the director, I know that he works out of there as well. Oh, Hobbs, only you, Hobbs. I'm surprised we're not. I'm surprised you're not. I'm surprised you're not showing a mint chocolate donut, which I'm sure that's coming up. Um, Augie comes from a family of actors himself. Her mom was an actress, and she made a few appearances on some shows, including SWAT, which is um good, good, good. That's what we're gonna do. Chadwick, do you have an International Movie Database page for your for Changing Malcolm yet? And Letterboxd? If not, you need to set those up so I can put the review up there. If you can put Changing Malcolm up on Letterboxd and the International Movie Database. Oh, I knew it. Only you, Hobbs. This week too, since we got a couple minutes here. So we actually had a really strong October, a real strong October, and we're rolling into November. So while I got a minute, which I'll probably only have a minute, I'll roll through the calendar real quick. So, of course, tonight is Augie. Augie's here. She'll be here in a couple of minutes. Tomorrow we are back with Jonathan Stevens from the Plaid X2 YouTube channel. He is a film collector, and him and I will talk about collecting films together. What his favorites? He likes a lot of retro classic films. Um, Thursday at 2 p.m. At 2 p.m. here, we will be interviewing Laura Dove. She is a very influential and popular blogger out of England. She'll be here with us on the 4th at 2 p.m. And then that night, Thursday night, we'll be back here at 8 o'clock talking to another favorite person of mine is Jamie Olson, who is she is a producer and a studio head and an actress, and she'll be here at 8 o'clock. And then Friday, we have a special show. Friday, November 5th at 8 o'clock. We will be talking to actress Eleanor Lambert from the new movie Time Now. That will be an 8 o'clock start as well. Eleanor Lambert is the daughter of Christopher Lambert from Highlander fame and Diane Lane, Oscar nominated actress who did Must Love Dogs, The Perfect Storm, A Little Romance, tons of stuff. So she'll be here on the 5th at 8 o'clock. And then the 7th, we are back on the midnight hour. We will be doing here. I'll be hosting on the 7th, and we'll be doing comedy night. All right, our guest is here, so put your hands together for the lovely and talented Miss Augie Duke. Ta-da!
It works.
It works.
Hi.
Wow, look at you.
Oh, just knocked up.
I almost asked for. I've never asked anybody to do anything like this before, but I almost was tempted to ask you to put your Rose the hat on.
I can
that hat was so smooth.
Show you my belly instead.
Yes.
How you doing, Patrick?
You are absolutely glowing.
Oh God. Oh, thanks.
You know what? You know, every woman glows when they're pregnant.
And then after, not so much. I have the most important question for you ever.
Oh, sure.
Do you have a cat named Cheetah?
I have a cheetah named Paladin.
You have an actual cheetah?
I have an actual cheetah. He's a hybrid. He's half cheetah and he's half British Shorthair. So yeah.
I just fell in love with you.
Oh, all right.
We're cat freaks, so my whole family, we grew up with
really?
cats. Yeah.
See,
so that's amazing.
You know what? I think I remember Thomas saying that's the reason why he casted you more than anything else, because you're a cat person.
That's it. That's why.
I think a lot of people are already celebrating the fact that you're a cat person. So this and that, and you are glowing indeed. How are you? This is your first child, is it not?
Yeah, he's still in me, so I don't know what it's going to be like. But yeah, I have a penis growing in me.
You must be you and Michael just must be just ecstatic.
We are. I mean, no one warns you about pregnancy, like what happens in it, because people are like, "Oh my God, it was amazing." I never heard all the other shit that happens, so now I know. I'm going to warn all my pregnant friends when they become pregnant. It's not as easy as you think it is.
No, I'm sure. No, I'm sure it's not.
Bobby, Exit Zero was. We had fun on that one. That was cool.
So I know we got. I'm so glad you were able to make it. I was sitting on pins and needles, and I was just like, I did not want you to do this if you weren't feeling very good, because I know how pregnancy works. One day you're up, and the next day, even hour to hour. You could be feeling good one day and not so good the next. And I really wanted to make sure that you were okay for this. I didn't want you to do this if you weren't feeling good. That's no fun for you.
Thank you.
Fun. Yeah.
I appreciate that. Today was a good day. It sounds like you've been pregnant before, so you know.
Yes, I have been pregnant before. I watched my mom give with my last two brothers, and yeah, I got hands-on training on that.
I appreciate it. No, today was a good day. I was like, you know what? I feel good. I mean, I'm not sleeping at all, but who cares? What's sleep? Who cares?
Yeah, right. Sleep is overrated.
Sleep is so overrated. And I'm about to not sleep forever, so when this baby comes out. So there's that too. How you doing today, Patrick? You good?
Doing good. I'm doing good. Yep, we're here. We're ready. I want to jump into this with both feet and run. Yeah, so I guess the big burning question is you did the Amityville Moon, so let's talk about that for real quick. How did you get involved with the project with that? Have you known Thomas before Amityville Moon?
Yeah, I met him through a mutual friend. You know Sadie Katz, the actress. She did, I think, don't get me wrong, is it called Harvest Moon? Moon?
Yeah.
The vampire one. So she introduced me, and then he was like, we got to work together on something. I was like, cool, yeah, let's do it. And then it was like, we're going to do another Amityville Moon about vampires. And I wrote this cool, crazy redheaded character for you. And I was like, oh, no, I'm like, we're not, because that's my natural color. But I love the character. She's spicy. She's like a spicy meatball. And so I was like, I have to do this. And who doesn't love werewolves? So we had blast on that set.
Yeah, I covered Amityville Moon. Actually, Sadie was on another podcast that I co-host, and she's lovely. She's fun.
Yeah, spicy.
How did you do you like working in independent films too? I've noticed that you have a extensive background in indie films. So a movie like Amityville Moon is just like right in your wheelhouse, right?
I mean, I like it all. I mean, I'm not particular to horror. I like it all, but indie films, it's like there's so much passion behind it, and there's collaboration, and I'm huge into collaboration. And when you do TV shows and big features with a big budget, you don't have much to say because they've already said everything. So when you do these indie films, you get to collab, and it's way more intimate and personal.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that.
Yeah, so that's why I love it. And I've directed a couple of my own too, which I was like, what am I doing? I don't know how to direct, but you just do it. And I loved it. So now I want to direct more too.
I was just commenting what I really liked. I was looking at your movie database page, and what I really admired about it is that you're an established professional actress. You're a working actress. Oh, and what I really, really enjoyed was seeing you doing a short film. Yeah. Have you done that film yet, or are you gonna wait till afterwards?
The directing ones, the ones I directed, or
you were doing one called Thug Alley.
Oh, unfortunately, the director passed away. So that one, yeah, that is still up there. It's hard to take down things that I know. So that one is, I found out about that, I think, a year ago that he passed away, but I hadn't seen him in a long time. And he was wanting to do the short, and I was so gung-ho about it, but sadly I'm not sure what happened.
Well, I love the fact you were going to do it. The spirit was willing.
Yeah, it was an awesome script, and he was a lovely guy, and it's very unfortunate. I'm not really sure what happened there. So
what makes a established actress such as yourself? What makes you circle back to do something, a short film? What's your motivation for doing that?
For a short film? I mean, if it's got a good script with a strong female character, I'm all in. And if the people are cool and lovely and humble, I'm all in. Yeah, I love working. I love acting, and I love doing this. This is my pride and joy. So, yeah, script for sure.
Now you got your start. Your mother was an actress, right?
Was mainly in commercials. She did like over 30 commercials. That little bitch. I'm so jealous. I'm like, so you made like lots of money. Yeah, she was in the 70s. She did a ton of commercials and a couple TV shows too. Yeah.
Yeah, one I actually grew up with watching because I was a big fan of it, of SWAT.
Oh, right. She did an episode. I think she gets like kidnapped or something in it. I don't know. I have to watch it again. I watched it so long ago.
I was like, when I saw that, I'm like, oh my gosh, her mom was on SWAT. She got the role. She got the role of Hondo. I'm so jealous.
Yeah.
That was a big show when I was a kid.
Well, that was huge, right? Yeah.
Yeah, huge. It actually it didn't get canceled because of ratings. The ratings were great for it. It got canceled. Yeah, they got canceled because at the time they were going and cracking down on the violence on TV. And that was supposed to be like one of the most violent shows. So they went in there and said, well, you can't, we're gonna take you off the air because you're too violent.
No way. And now look at the violence on shows.
Oh my gosh. Now you look at SWAT, it's a cartoon compared to what we've seen today.
Now it's like absurdly dark. Absurdly
dark. So your mom was your main inspiration for getting into acting, right?
What? I guess the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Was she my inspiration? No, I mean, she's like one of my best friends, but I think I got the bug when I was a kid, maybe because of the blood. We're connected in that way, but it wasn't because of her. It was because I loved make believe as a little kid, and I would always talk to myself like a crazy person. And I was like, oh, I can actually do this for a living.
Yeah, you know what? I think we all can agree that I think we've all talked to ourselves a little bit.
I know. I still do. It's fine.
You should, if I tape recorded some of the conversations me and the Cheetah had, yeah, I probably wouldn't be here. I'd probably be locked up somewhere. But I talked to him quite a bit, actually.
Is he with you right now? Is he in your location with you?
No, he right now it is 40 degrees in my location, and he does not
Whoa.
like cold weather. So he likes to get underneath the blankets.
Whoa, that's cold.
So when you walk inside the bedroom, all you see is this huge ass lump on the bed, and then if you touch the blanket, he'll ruffle for you. He'll like, okay. So that's the Cheetah.
You have to send me pictures of your Cheetah. I think that's just.
I will definitely send you a picture of Paladin for sure.
Please do.
So okay, so now you started. What was your first role? I mean, I already know the answer to this, but I wanted you to go ahead and explain to us, about your role and what do you remember the most about it?
My first role, oh God, or it's my second role. I'm forgetting because I have pregnancy brain, but I think it was Gravity, the TV series, which I played fucking Happy in it. I played this gothic girl. My friend was one of the creators of the show, but she had me and my brother audition, and we actually ended up getting it together as these gothic kids. And we did the show in New York, and it was so much fun. It was like Kristen Ritter, Ivan Sergey, the list is on. Rebecca Romaine Stamos was in it too. What is she known? She's no longer a Stamos. She's Rebecca. I don't remember.
Rebecca Romaine.
Yeah, Rebecca Romaine. So Jill Franklin was one of the producers of it, and it was a really cool experience. I got to be super goth, and that's where I began my rebellious career of these gothic kids that I played a lot of.
Yeah, it must have been. What's a good start? I like the character's name too for a goth chick. That's a perfect goth name, is it not?
It is. I kind of love it too. It's so good.
And what a way to come in. I mean, what a way to come in. You come in blazing, you get to work with people like Kristen Ritter, and I really enjoy her. She's interesting.
She's she's so tall too. I was like, oh my God, I'm so short. You're so tall. Yeah, no, I felt very blessed that we got that role. It was really cool. And I got to work with my brother, so that was really fun too.
You mentioned how short you are. How tall are you now?
Does anyone really need to know? No, I'm 5'2".
5'2". So just a firecracker.
Firecracker, yeah, and your pregnancy really shows when you're short, so it's just like.
Oh, yeah, I guess, yeah. I never really thought about that. I always see when I see a pregnant woman, I really never notice the size, the height or anything. I just notice how they're, how they, like I said, they glow. It's unique.
Oh, I love you. Thanks. But really though, when you're short, it shows. A lot. And I'm like, fine. I'll just be an Oompa Loompa like pumpkin walking around. It's fine. I'm gonna own it.
So now that you did that series, I mean, was it intimidating when you first walked on set? I mean, did you have any formal training?
So I did acting classes, and I mean, so many different ones. At the time, I think I was with Lynette McNeil class in Hollywood. It was like, cold reading or something like that. I forget. But no, because everyone was so nice and lovely, and there was no ego. So if there's ego, then you feel uncomfortable and you're like intimidated. But I think I was lucky in that perspective that walking on set, my brother and I were treated like everyone else, just like everyone was treated like equals, extras, actors, which it should always be that way. And sometimes it's not, unfortunately. So we got lucky.
Has your name helped you or have been in any way like has it been a benefit and a detriment to your career? I mean, you coming from a name
or
no, coming from a line of actors. I mean, is that because we hear about nepotism in Hollywood quite a bit? Does that help or does that hinder?
No, she never helped me with anything, and she's far from famous. She worked a lot, but she's not she's not Rita Wilson, or you know what I mean? Like, it's not that way. Thank God. In a weird way, I'm kind of happy that it wasn't that way. But no, I really truly, she was like, you're going to do this on your own. So no one really helped me, which I think is good, because I didn't want that. I didn't want the easy way in. I wanted, you know what I mean, the hard way. It was like, I wanted to show myself that I could do this, And
yeah, and you definitely have. I mean, you like I said, you have a very You have a very, very good resume. I really enjoyed looking at it.
Oh,
And
thank you,
and,
Patrick. I really
and
appreciate it.
really funny. It's like I was saying right before the show. It's like I had indirectly had already met you without meeting you because I had already on my blog before I started doing it live. I had already interviewed Minh Collins and Courtney Akbar from Clown Fear.
Oh God, yeah, yeah, yeah. That was a silly, fun ride.
How yeah, how did you how did now I you don't know that's my that's funny. It's like this was my first clown movie I ever got. This is my first clown movie. I never watched any of the clown horror. Well, for one thing, clowns don't scare me. Clowns make me laugh. And even when they're all mean and scary looking and like like all that, I'm just like, you're still a clown. It's
Right.
sort of hard to take seriously for me.
And it was sort of like a silly film too in that way. Like it was very like there wasn't anything to scary to be honest. I mean, maybe for some, maybe for kids, but yeah, no. Again, Sadie Katz, my friend, wrote me a role, and she was like, "I want you to play this, my bridesmaid, my maid of honor in this movie. Would you do it?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course, we'll do it for you." So that's how that happened. Again, Sadie.
uh, how did you and Sadie meet? How did you meet?
Me and Sadie. Oh my God, that's a really good question. How did we meet? We had a lot of mutual friends, and I ended up going to her birthday that I think she shared with another actress named Melissa Dowling.
Oh, you know Melissa too?
Yeah, she's so sweet,
Oh,
and yeah, she's the best. And so that's how I met her, and I was like, oh, I love this woman with her sexy little raspy voice. I was like, she's great. We need to
oh
work.
yeah, Sadie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're both wonderful. They're both
I'm
wonderful.
still trying to get. I'm still trying to get Alyssa on here. I
She'll
actually
come
know. I
on.
actually know. Huh?
She would love to come on. Alyssa's amazing.
She's so busy now. She's insanely busy.
She
She's
would.
rough. Yeah.
She would.
Uh, I actually met her because she had a rescue pigeon named Lou.
Yeah, she's rescued a lot of animals.
Yes.
Animals like squirrels and
I,
skunks and
I actually knew her more for her animal rescue than I did as her as an actress in the
yeah,
beginning.
it's way more respect there. I think I love what she does.
Yeah, she's lovely. So
Mhm.
you met. Yeah, that's a great story. You guys met all together at her birthday, and then you guys had to collab. And she must have been impressed with your talent to collaborate with you.
Oh yeah, she was. Yeah, we had fun together. I love that woman.
What is it like when you're on set? I mean, what do you when you're working? I know you're focused on your part. Do you ever just keep an eye out and look for like other talent? Do you like keep an eye out like, damn, that guy's real, he's got some chops, or the cinematographer, I like the way he's setting up his camera. I mean, do you ever look at do you ever look at your peers that way?
I do. I look for assholes. No, I'm kidding. I do. I look for. No, I do. I look. It's funny that you say that. The older I'm getting and the more I've been doing this, that's exactly what I've been doing. I'm so fascinated by DPs and lighting and everything. So I have used people when I produced some films in the past that I prior worked with that I thought was like fascinating and amazing. So yeah, I do that. Mainly
Um,
DPs and the crew, like not actors. Well, yeah, actors too, but I'm working with them, so it's a little more personal. And I'm like, I would have to take myself out of that to see what, but I do that. That's a good question. No one's asked me that before.
no, because I just thought about that because I'm just thinking how diversified your career is, and you're willing to go, you're willing to work a short for an unknown director. I mean,
Yeah.
to me, it's like, okay, what drove her for that? I mean, it must have been like there must have been something there that really attracted her. And it's like I want to see what that is, and I want to ask you what that was.
Well,
Um,
when I see talent, I can see. I mean, my personal opinion, I'm like, oh, I really appreciate this person's talent. I like them. They're unique. They're different. I like
um,
unique, different.
yeah, because I think that's how it's supposed to work, isn't it? Isn't it supposed to how it work? I mean, you get
Yeah.
on a set, you're on a movie. You're supposed to look out for, like, damn, that's a really good actor, or that's a really good director. I don't know if that happens enough on Hollywood sets. What do you think? Or do you think it happens more? Do you think it's more accepting on indie stages
I mean,
or studios?
it depends on how personal you get with these people you're working with. You can create anything afterwards if you become have a friendship with them and you trust them and they're nice people. Then yeah. it can happen anywhere, really, not just indie sets. I mean, I've worked on a big set, big TV series, and then I worked with the same person again on the next show. So you never know. You never know. It's a weird business that way.
Yeah, I saw that you did a guest appearance on Mayan's MC. What was that like? Because
Amazing.
that had a lot of buzz and off the Sunset Anarchy.
Yeah,
So
they're
now
on they're on their 4th season now. So it was really cool. Elgin James, the creators, amazing. Talk about like the coolest, but they all look super intimidating, these guys, these motorcycle rider actors, and they're like teddy bears. I'm like, you guys are the sweetest humans ever. So we had such a blast on that set. Yeah, that was cool.
yeah, I was gonna say. Now, is there a chance now? How do you become a recurring character? I mean, let's say you go in there, and maybe you're just there for a guest spot.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any way that you, as an actor, can you actually try to get yourself into a recurring spot? Is it planned?
That's up to the creators, really. I can't say much on that, but it does happen, and it's really cool when it does, because you're shocked. You're like, what? And if it has to work into the script, right, or the show, they have to be like, this actually fits in, or this character really could work here, and we like working together. And you have to come in like a professional. You can't come in like an asshole. They have to like you too, obviously, and trust you, and know that, okay, I could do this. We could do this together as a team. So yeah. It's really cool when it does happen.
And speaking of a set like that, and I want to roll something a little bit deeper here. That set was always covered with guns and explosives. How paramount, it's coming. I got to ask it because it's right there. Have you ever seen anything as sad as what happened with that?
It's that. I've had a lot of friends work with Lena, and I've been fortunate enough not to be in danger's way, but I've had friends be in danger's way. I've heard a lot of stories. It does happen. It doesn't happen often, but it does. I'm hoping this changes gun safety in general for film and TV, and they don't really need to use live guns anymore, or real guns. They don't. We have CG, we have magic now that we can make it, like you don't need to do it anymore that way. So, but that's a tragic, extremely sad story. So
it sounds like that DP, the prop guy, it sounds like he has a history of being cavalier. Have you ever run across, without naming names, of course, have you ever run across anybody who's been sort of senseless, not on their toes about safety? And how does that get addressed? I mean, is it a director's job to catch that, or is it an actor's job, executive producer, or everybody? I mean,
you hire, everyone has a job on set, right? You have the gun handler, you have the AD, everyone has a job. So the person's job is their responsibility, right?
You knew Helena. I can tell by your voice you knew her.
I didn't know her, but I have a lot of friends that did. So yeah. So it's tricky. Like, I'm not here to blame. I don't want to blame or cause like an explosion of like, this is what I think, but everyone has a job on set, and things were not dealt with.
Yeah, I always just wonder because here you are, you're in the middle of a shoot. Let's say you're out there for 20 days, right? And here you are, you're day 15, you're in hour number 10 of a big night shoot or whatnot. Everybody's beaten down and tired. How hard is it to keep an eye out for that one mistake that could hurt somebody? And
yeah, you don't want to take advantage of people on set. People are overworked. That is part of it, and exhaustion is there, but you still have a job. And if you're a gun safety, if you're handling the guns, that's a big responsibility. If you're the AD, everyone has a huge responsibility on that set, on any set. So, and yes, you don't want to overwork people. That's another thing that we should take into account, is overworking people, exhaustion, and people walked off that set earlier that day. So, yeah.
The red flags were definitely there.
Crazy.
What's the craziest thing that you've ever done as far as stunt wise?
Oh God, stunt wise. I guess handling guns, which is scary. Handling real guns because I've had to use fake real guns or whatever on sets, and that's always nerve-wracking. And I've also kind of been an idiot, and I'm like, oh, I can do that stunt. It's fine. And I've been in like freezing cold water before, where I was like, yeah, I'll swim in that 20-degree water, where I was like, oh my God, I can't feel my body. So I've done some crazy shit. Which
when they do those things together, when they do this, is that Hollywood magic, or have you ever had a gun pointed at you as part of the scene? And when it happens, what's your first reaction to that? Like, you're seeing, it's like, okay, you're gonna be shooting this bad guy here, but he's gonna have a gun on you too. And so do you point off side to him, or do you point directly at him?
It depends on where the camera is angling and stuff. And again, you have to, before you do everything, they show you no bullets, empty it. They do the whole thing right before you do it. If you feel safe enough, you don't point it, you test it out beforehand. You can point it away, whatever. Or if you trust the person that said the gun is safe, then you do what sometimes you aim it at the camera.
Okay.
And that's the thing you do. And they're like, okay, you're aiming at the camera because the camera's the person, so it's, I wasn't there, so I don't know, but yeah.
So just something like you said, you want to get into directing. You already directed three projects.
Yeah.
And you're looking to do that more and more. So do you carry like a director's book with you, and do you write things in it like that you keep an eye out for?
Yeah, my notes look like a 5-year-old because I'm a lefty, and you can't understand what I'm writing, but I do.
Lefties are fun.
Yeah. And so I'm writing, and people are like, what does your notebook say? I'm like, I get it. Nobody else does. Just let me do it.
Right.
So I have my little notepad or whatever.
Do people ever open a book and say, I didn't know you were a doctor?
Yeah. Oh yeah, totally. That's funny.
Thank you for coming out, Chadwick. I appreciate it, buddy. All right, let's keep this going here. I'm keeping an eye. I am keeping an eye. You got an ADR to do today. What's that project for, or can you speak about it?
Yeah, I can speak a little bit about it. I'm really, really proud of this film. It's going to come out soon. We shot it all on 35 millimeter, which is so cool. Yeah, it's a. What can I say? I don't know if I can say anything, but it's beautiful, and I tell
you what. Is it on your movie database page?
Not yet.
Okay, then you can't talk about it. That's how I learned that. I learned that.
Yeah, but it's a dark fantasy. It's beautiful. I play a mother in it, which is really cool, and I'll tell you all about it later.
Okay, I will be asking later. So what's the hardest? I said, what's the hardest thing you've done as far as stunt wise go? But what's been the hardest role that you've had? That you played that was the most challenging to you, and how did you overcome that?
So the hardest, and one of the movies I'm most proud of, is called Trauma is a Time Machine, which is about rape in a relationship, and it came out in the Me Too movement, and it's really heavy duty, and it's about trauma, and I'm in every frame, so it was really difficult because I had to lose my mind slowly but surely throughout the film. And it's a female director, Angelica Zola, who's now one of my closest friends, and it's just I'm really proud of it because it's there's a strong message in it, and I like a strong message, and I love powerhouse women directors, and So yeah, that one I'm really proud of, and it was really hard, but worth it.
That one challenged you the most then? I mean,
Yeah, I mean, characters, or a lot of them are challenging in their own right, right? But this one was especially psychologically and mentally draining, you know, having to go through all that stuff for the whole shoot and then having to come out of it when we wrap. And so that one, but I'm so proud of it.
now is that out on is that out already?
Yeah. I think I forgot what distribution company, but it's on iTunes, Apple,
Okay.
Amazon, all that. Trauma is a Time Machine. Yeah. It's an
I'm looking.
art house film, so it's not for everybody, but if people appreciate
Oh,
film and
that's right up my alley.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm art house guy.
Yeah.
But then again, I'm also a fun guy, and I see that you did Hell's Kitty.
Oh my god. Right. That was so random. I don't know. Yeah, we all like stepped in and did weird cameos. I didn't even know what was going on, but that was fun.
You know what? I don't think anybody really knew what was going on.
No, I was like, "What's happening?" My friend's like, "Do you want to come do this thing in this gravesite?" I was like, "What?" But
Yeah,
yeah, that was fun.
that was a fun movie. So let's talk a little bit about. I mean, what's some of the biggest changes that you've seen since when you first started to like today? I mean, what are 3 or 4 things that are new or different than when you first started, for the good or for the worse?
Well, the Me Too movement was huge because I think a lot of people were getting taken advantage of in the beginning.
What's it? Yes. I mean, has that ever happened to you? I mean,
I've had some weird encounters in my life. Yeah, I had one in particular that was extremely uncomfortable, and then I find out that that guy was already getting a lot of girls were coming out talking about him, and yeah, so yeah, it happens to like 95% of women, um, for sure. So that was a big one, and I'm so thankful that that came out, and that is hopefully no. I mean, it's still happening, I'm sure, but not as much, not nearly as much. So
what would you attribute that behavior to? I mean, you're taking someone who normally in normal society probably would not be doing that sort of shit because he get caught. But why do artists feel like they're basically your peers? They're peers. They're not anywhere above or below. You're equals. You're going up there. You're competing. You're trying to get a career going. Both male and female. What do you think causes that sort of that behavior? Is it Hollywood itself, the Good Old Boys Network? Is it just insecurity?
I I think it's insecurity. I think it's insecurity, Napoleon complex, whatever you want to call it. I think it's disgusting. I don't know. I can't read for these creepy people, but I'm not sure where it comes from, but I really think it stems from their childhood. So,
Right. I could see that definitely. Yeah, it just frustrates me when I'm hoping that becomes less and less, I know Hollywood has a really bad habit of making thing a trend and then they are fad and then forgetting about it, like look at Brandon Lee, he got killed by a gun, or John Hexum. And then, everybody's marching on it, but then everybody forgets it. And they say, mistakes are you didn't fix it. You just kicked it down the road until the next person suffers from it.
yeah.
I just wondering, do you think mainstream Hollywood is still on that? Have you been treated fairly now? Are you getting, is it nobody's acting inappropriate towards you or any of your peers, right? I mean,
No, I
it
mean,
has been effective.
yeah, no, I'm a tough chick. I can handle myself, but no, I've been lucky in that way. And like you said, what you just said something, you said people forget about it. And that's true. It's like the whole 15 minutes of fame thing. It's like somebody blows up and then you forget about them. Something happens and you forget about it. And it's like we shouldn't throw things under the rug. It's like we should always remember this happened. Take responsibility for it. No, I mean I've been very lucky in my career in the last 5 to 10 years that I've been treated fair and lovely. So, but not everyone has.
Um, what are your what are your favorite types of role to play? I know you said that you're really not in, but you've done a fair share of horror films. You got a nice little nice little cachet of horror behind you. You can do it. But what's your favorite type of role?
I like dark comedies. I like, fucked up family dynamics. I also love Wes Anderson's films. Like I love quirky and offbeat and bizarre and real about real shit. So that's kind of my thing.
Now, is that what you want to try to you is that what you want to do as far as the directing goes? You want to do dark comedy?
Yeah, my stories are more that way for sure, for sure. In terms of roles, I love everything. I love doing it all. I love doing action, horror, thriller, dark comedies. But in terms of me like directing in my own stories and stuff, yeah, I think it's going to be more authentic and real and, for sure.
Now, since you've been pregnant, have you come up with some really doozy stories? I mean, I can see you at 2 o'clock in the morning, waking up like, all right, I got to write something down, and then hitting it.
I should, because they say you have really fucked up dreams when you're sleeping, when you're pregnant, and it's true. And I always wake up and I'm like, did I just dream that? That's so disturbing. They're usually like really disturbing. But yeah, no, I mean, as of late, I'm just not sleeping. So there's that.
Oh, okay. What better way? Well, I guess in this case, it'd be more like a dream list journal. I'd say you could write down the crazy dreams, but yeah, I'm with you. I don't sleep that much either.
Oh.
Everybody here can tell you that.
Yeah. Well, my mom has, what's it called? But you can't sleep all night and you have the problem.
Insomnia.
Yeah. Do you have insomnia?
Yeah. Yeah. I have a wicked bad.
It's constantly going. Yeah, my mom has that too. It sucks.
So I mean, as far as your roles played, do you like playing a good role or the good girl or the bad girl? Because it seems like you could do both really well.
Thank
and
you.
You got the real sparkle. I mean, you could come across as a like the leading lady, the romantic lady, and then you come across as sort of like the tough girl. What do you like playing better?
The sweet devil. It's fun. I started off like playing a lot of bad girls when I first started acting, and I was like, why am I playing all these bad girls? I was like, it's my Jack Nicholson eyebrows. No, what do I like? I like it both. It all depends on the story. I think they're both so much fun. I think being a little bit more edgy and rebellious is a little more exciting, because you get to unleash the Kraken, unleash the devil inside of you on a movie set instead of in reality, which is a lot more fun. But I like both. I like both.
You ever worked across anybody that's helped you elevate your performance? Like you see them just going to town, and you go like, "Oh, the hell with this! Watch this!" And you just lift your game up.
Yeah, I mean, I've worked with some spectacular actors that I love to level up with, and I'm like, "Damn, you are so good!" And it just makes you better when you work with these actors because you're like, "There's not one, there's like so many." I'm like, "Oh my god!" So yeah.
Give us an example. Give us an example. Let's get them out there. They deserve some shots. I mean, who's some of the actors that you really, really enjoyed working across with like that?
Oh God, there's so many. I mean, I did a pilot for, LA Confidential, the film, and then we did the pilot for it. And I got to watch Walton Goggin and Shay something. I forgot his last name. But all these phenomenal, Mark Webber, all these phenomenal actors do this like robbing. They were robbing this place that we were in, and it was just fascinating to watch them. And then I've also, my friend Gabe Fazio, who is an incredible actor. I worked with him twice on Exit Zero. I think somebody mentioned Exit Zero. And I don't mean to toot my own horn. Baby Daddy, Michael Reed, amazing actor. We did a movie together, 645. He's really an incredible actor. I wouldn't say that because if I didn't mean it.
I really want to see that.
Oh yeah, it's coming out. I'll let you know when it comes out. Yeah.
I really want to see that. That looks like that looks really refreshing.
So
I think, yeah. I like the concept. I mean, I know people will sit there and say, you already know what they're going to say, but you know what I say there? You know what? Judge it on its own merit. Don't slap a label. Don't slap a label on it because it sounds really dark.
Well, it's the Groundhog's Day horror, which is very in right now, but they wrote the script actually 10 years ago, before Happy Death Day, before all these other ones came out. So, and they tried to make it many times, and we tried to make it many times. and then we finally did 2 years ago, or a year and a half ago, right before the pandemic. And yeah, I got to really see my boyfriend and this other character, and I was like, "You're really good."
How did you and Michael meet?
We met on the set. Well, no, we knew each other. We were friends before that. We worked on a movie called Wild Boar with Barney Berman, who's the special effects guy, and he directed his first directorial debut. And so we became friends on that, and then we started dating. Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed a couple of people. Bobby, my friend Bobby, he mentioned Wild Boar.
Oh, nice.
I have not seen Wild Boar, so that came out a few years ago. Then,
yeah, we did it like 6 years ago, and then it came out.
Okay, it's gonna sound funny, but do you remember who? I'm gonna have to look that up. I'm gonna see if I can get that because I love Razorback movies. I love the war movies. I think they're fun.
They are fun. It's a low budget horror, thing. We had fun, and it's got a fun cast. Jim Neeb, Danny Roebuck, Jessica Sonnemore, and me, and Michael Reed. we had a blast on that set. It was like camp.
Did you say Daniel Roebuck? You work for Danny Roebuck?
Yeah, he plays. Yeah.
Isn't he? He's one of the nicest guys, isn't he?
He's like the best. He's the nicest.
He really is. I mean, it sounds funny, but he's so sweet.
He's the sweetest, and he's directing now too, as well. And he's the best. Love that man.
Yeah, I've watched the movies for the end of the. It's coming up to that point where you do your top 10, favorite movies of the year. Right now, one of his movies is my number one movie I've seen this year.
No shit.
No, Saving Grace.
Oh yeah, wasn't it good?
Beautiful movie, wasn't it?
I cried so much. I went to the screen. Oh God,
Me too.
That. It was really beautiful story. Everyone should watch Saving Grace. It's an amazing film.
I've seen a lot of movies, those cancer movies, and you look at it and you go like, there's two ways you look at it. One, you look at it as a fan, and then two, you look at someone who's been there. And then you see a lot of things that like Hollywood does, and then real things that really do happen. And Saving Grace was actually one of those few movies that actually got it right. It really, the emotions and everything else.
It was very heartfelt, and it had all the emotions: funny, sad. Yeah. It was really cute.
Yeah, I covered all that. I was with you. I cried. I laughed.
Yeah,
I thought it's my favorite movie I've seen in 2021.
Oh, that's so cool to hear that. Yeah.
That's great that you get to work with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, you mentioned you shot 645 before the pandemic. So did you stay busy during the pandemic? I mean, how did you stay busy? How did you stay creatively motivated during that time?
Yeah, I think none of us knew what the hell was going on, obviously, and we still don't because it's still happening. But I was lucky enough to work still, which was so bizarre. I was like, I'm not going to work. We're just going to stay inside. But, you have tons of COVID tests. You have to take like 100 COVID tests a day. We did Amityville Moon during COVID. So that was crazy. You have to wear the face shield, the mask, take the tests. You just have to be really diligent with that kind of stuff. So you're not carrying it on with everyone else.
I bet you Thomas ran a set so tight you couldn't put water through a fist.
No, he did so good. Yeah. Thomas is awesome. I love Thomas. He's the best. He's funny. He's like my family. He's such a funny East Coast man. I love him.
That's what I was telling folks that how completely, and I was just like dealing, talking to you, talking to Alexis, talking to Sherry Davis.
Yeah,
you guys are like the nicest ladies I've ever met in doing this. I mean, if it was all so easy, I mean, it'd be amazing because it's like, Thomas is going like, he says, well, you can talk to my actresses, for the Moon. I said, okay, I'll do that. Well, I actually sent all you guys notices through Instagram, like, hey, would you guys be interested in doing an interview? Yeah. But I also know too that you guys get slammed every day with private messages. So I know that's just really, it's a needle in a haystack that you catch it. So I told Thomas, I said, I tried, but I'm, for the first time, actually it's been the only time so far, I had to reach out and ask for a little bit of help. I said, like, could you let them know that I would love to interview them because I can't get a hold of them. And so he saw it.
they do go in these private messages, but I check those now because I noticed that like you can't always, but I get that.
Yeah, I know how busy. I know it. When I set that out, I mean, I knew what I was facing, because it's basically what you're doing is you're grabbing a ball of mud, you're throwing it against the wall, and you're hoping to see what it sticks. Because there's, especially when the more well known you are, how busy you are, and here you are, you're pregnant. I mean, I don't really expect you to sit there and go through every single one, going, oh yeah, okay, that's just unrealistic. You just hope that you just get that one.
Well,
Bobby's my friend Bobby's laying into me here. He's saying, dude, you have to see Wild Board. It is wild. The makeup is cool and very original. Well, maybe if my pal Bobby from Film Threat magazine,
Bobby.
from Film Threat, Film Threat, they always send out all the swag out to their writers.
I love Film Threat. I love Film Threat.
Well, that's Bobby writes for Film Threat.
Hi, Bobby.
You know how they. Yeah, they get all the swag. I'm just a little guy out here on YouTube. I don't have any of those connections.
You're no little guy. You got a Cheetah, man.
Yeah. God, Bobby, I'm gonna I'm gonna track it down, Bobby. I'm gonna track it down. I'm gonna do that as soon as we get done with the stream here. Yeah, I want to see that. I want to see that on 6:45. Is there any type of role that you won't do? Have you ever been approached about doing? I mean, going back to the Me Too thing, is like now, probably early in your career, you probably got asked to do nudity. I mean, is that all gone now? There's no more nudity in movies anymore, right?
There is nudity in Europe. I mean, there's more violence here than nudity, which I think is ridiculous.
Isn't it?
Yeah, I think it should be the other way around. I'm like, okay, so Europe is more like get away from the violence. Nudity's fine. We all have naked bodies under our clothes. I'll tell you a funny thing. This is the funniest thing I've ever had. I got a casting audition sent to me for horror number 2. And I was like, horror number 2? Cool. So I'm going to pass on the horror number 2s. Maybe if it was 1, I would have done it. No, I'm kidding. I will never forget that. Like, it was like an ongoing joke with my buddies. I was like at their house and I was like, you guys, I just got an audition. And guess what? It's for horror number 2. And I was like, is this a fucking joke? But I'll never forget that. No, I mean, you got to be picky. You got to be smart. You got to be picky. If there's nudity, in it and it makes sense for the film, then yeah, obviously that's fine. And they do it classily and, closed set and all that kind of stuff. Then yeah, I mean, I wouldn't do full nude, but it all depends. It all depends if it works for the film or not.
Does the story drive everything? I mean, have you ever turned down a part because the script is just like dog meat?
Yeah.
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 I mean, do you get your scripts sent to you, or does your agent or manager read them? Aren't they supposed to screen them for you?
Yeah, no, I would read it. I have to read it myself. That would be ridiculous if they read it. I'm like, that's just sad. No, you got to read it yourself to know if you like it or not. No, it's my career at the end of the day. Yeah, no, both. I mean, if friends are doing a film, like an indie film, then I get it sent to me. But if it's a TV show or a bigger budget thing, then it gets sent to them and then I read it and that kind of stuff.
Did I get frozen? Nobody says I got frozen.
Really? I can hear you.
Yeah, I'm on the screen. I got frozen. Hold on 1 second. I don't know. Oh no, nope. Okay. I'm frozen here. Sometimes it glitches. Sometimes. Yeah. So, what's the most amazing script you ever read?
Oh.
And have you auditioned for it and not gotten the part? That you just sit there and went, oh man.
Yeah, I've read a lot of amazing scripts. But then some of them I've been fortunate enough to do, like Trauma's a Time Machine is an amazing script. Burning Kentucky is another one that I was like, another female, Bethany Brooke Anderson film, female director.
Burning Kentucky looks really tense.
Oh man, so proud of that. And the LA Confidential pilot was incredible. And Messiah, the show that I did on Netflix, I did like a small recurring role in it, was an incredible scripts. So, I mean, there's been so many. There's some really talented writers out there.
I was watching a clip from Burning Kentucky, and it has Jolene in the car, and her boyfriend's driving, and he's just fierce as hell. And he finally gets mad at you, and he tells you to get out of the car. How hard is it emotionally? I mean, to separate yourself from the character and from you. I mean, when he's sitting there yelling at you and all that, is how do you stay like to me? It's like, man, if he was yelling at me like that, I'd be like,
punch him in the face.
Yeah, exactly. So how do you stay composed? I mean, do you have tricks that you do, or is it just training?
It's acting. You can't really punch him in the face. I mean, you could. No, I fall in love with all my characters, and I really fell in love with Jolene. And I just felt so bad for her and her ache to get the fuck out of that small town.
Yeah.
I used it. I was like, what would Jolene do? She wouldn't punch him. She's scared of him. She's a little scared. And she's all she's got, you know? So, and she lives with him, and like, that's her home base, and she doesn't have anybody. So she really relied on him. Rule, who's Nathan Sutton, incredible actor and director. And so I just use it. I'm like, what would Jolene do? She's not the punching kind. She's like the scared, emotional girl. So yeah.
I was gonna say she was the bear trapping at night girl. You know, put it on his side, put it on his side of the bed, and ask her to get her some water.
Yeah, she felt trapped.
Honey. Right. I'm thirsty. Can you get me some water? Yeah, that's right, son of a bitch. Yes, get out of the car. Get out of the car, my ass. Yeah.
It's spicy, but it's it's not physical. It's more like emotional.
Right. All right. You know what? I got like 10 minutes. I want to give the chance for people to come out here and be able to ask you some questions. Yeah. So let's do that. Let's open it up for some questions. I know Bobby's gonna have tons because he also said that Film Threat loves you.
Oh, that's so cool. Thanks, Bobby. I appreciate the love.
Hobbs mentions Hobbs says clown fear has him intrigued. Yeah, we love clown horror. We do. We love it. Everybody in the chat is all independent horror fans. And,
cool. That's awesome.
Yes. All right. Go ahead and start dropping some questions, fellas and ladies.
I have Joan Jett back. If you want, and John Lennon.
So how long of a hiatus are you going to take after you have after the baby comes? And better yet, do you have a name for your son?
I do, but I'm not going to tell you. But I'll tell you when he's born.
You know when he's going to be born?
Well, his due date's January 7th, but like that could change. Who knows? So he's Jan 7th boy with like astrologically is a Capricorn, I think, or something.
Yeah. I guess how many months you were. You
guessed, and you were correct.
Yeah, I said 7 months.
Yeah, you nailed it. I feel like I'm 9-10 months. Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly. I'm exactly 7 months. Yeah.
I love the picture you posted. You both posted some lovely pictures on Instagram. I love when you came out with Rose with the Rose the hat. When you came out with that hat on, I was just like, you know what? That's a poster right there. That should be a damn poster.
Look at me just posting all my pregnancy photos. Yeah, my best friend took those pictures, Annabelle Graham. I was like,
yeah. I was this close to asking you to wear a hat. I was good. Could you wear the Rose the hat? Because that was just an amazing. Yeah.
She's got it. It was her hat. I was so jealous. It was like her father's.
Oh, it was her hat. Okay, anybody has a Rose the hat from Dr. Scream? Please send it to Augie Duke.
Please, I want, because I love her and I love that hat. Yeah. I'm so hiatus, so who knows? I mean, I have a couple things coming up that I'm supposed to film, later down the line, but soonish later. I'm not sure. So we'll see how everything goes.
Yeah. Do you know who Davini Pin is?
Davini Pin? Yeah, she's a sweetheart.
Yes, she is. Her and Brandon had the child.
Yeah,
their child.
Yeah.
She bounced back quick. I was like, okay, she's gonna be gone for she's gonna be gone for no. She's back and fighting for him, and she's so sweet. I caught her on a red carpet. Mm-hmm. Everybody's taking pictures. Normally, you expect the photographers to say, "Hey, thank you,"
Yeah.
She went there. She looked at every photographer and thanked them. Says thank you, thank you. I
It's good
thought
to
that was so cool.
it's good to be humble. It's good to be
Yeah,
sweet.
I like Brendan. Brendan's one of my favorite.
Yeah, I don't
He,
really know him
he,
that well, but he seems like a cool dude. Yeah.
yeah. Okay. Hobbs has been acquiring about something called Swamp Ass.
Oh, I directed that. It's a music video. My friend Swamp Ass is a music video I directed with my girls who have a band called Egg Drop Soup. If you want to check it out, it's out there. I directed it. It's a fun little one with the three bandmates, and it's
Is
called
it on YouTube?
yeah, it's out
Okay.
there. Yeah,
Uh,
Ass Egg Drop Soup.
there. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Bobby says, "Do you have any desire to move on to feature length fare after directing some shorts? If so, what genre?" That's a good question.
Yeah, I do, and I think we kind of touched upon it, but something
More
dark
dark comedy.
comedy, true, maybe a true story. We'll see, something like that. You know.
What are your five favorite? What's your five favorite current films right now? The five
Oh,
films, like not all time, but right now that are really entertained you.
currently? Oh, well, I have like five favorite films that aren't current, but uh, what films? I've watched so many. I've been watching. There's a lot of TV shows I've been
A
watching.
lot of
I know. So I don't know. Like, there's White Lotus. I loved the show. Scenes from a Marriage. I'm really into with Oscar Isaac and Jessica Chastain. Nine Perfect Strangers is really good with Nicole Kidman. Yeah, there's a lot of shows I've been watching more so than movies.
It's funny. I mean, that brings me back up. You mentioned Nicole Kidman, but let me ask you this because she's well known as a method actor. But how do you let go of your characters as soon as your movie after you leave? The movies your roles wrap. How do you leave them? I mean, how do you separate yourself?
That's a really good question. It's hard. It you kind of there's almost like you feel sad because you're leaving the set of these people that you were so close with. So it's like kind of a combination of leaving these friends that you worked with for so long, and then the character, and you're saying goodbye. But you kind of like carry these characters with you a little bit. You have love for them, and you have to just kind of go, okay, that was not real, but it is kind of hard. There is a weird psychological thing that happens to you every time. I don't know why. Or for me personally, I'm always like, okay, I just went through all that with another person, but it's you too. It's weird. I don't know. I don't have an answer for that. It just eventually fades, like a relationship that you break up with.
Right, right. Yeah, I can see that. Let's see. Uh, Hobbs thought, okay, he's gonna have to look up. He's gonna look up the movies. He thought maybe it was a dark comedy, Swamp Ass. It is a funny. It is a fun. It is a funny name.
It's a funny
Um,
title, but it's like a dark music video.
um, yeah, is directing a video for a band different from a film?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to worry about sound or any or
You
any of
just
that.
you just have to make sure they actually play the real notes.
Yeah, no, you don't even have to worry about that too, because you just retrack this music. You just keep doing the song over and over again, and so
Oh,
and there's a setup for each shot, and
no,
it's actually
I'm talking about the band. The band has to literally be out there and playing like they would be playing live because if they
yeah,
don't, they get crucified. If you're just going out there and pretending you're playing and not doing the right proper notes, you get crucified for that.
this is true. But this one wasn't. It was like a mini movie. It was like a story, so they didn't have to play it all. So
Oh,
there,
okay.
so this one actually had like a story behind it and stuff. So that was fun. So yeah, we didn't have to worry about like fire trucks or planes coming by. We just kept on playing. So who's that? Hi. Hello.
This is the
Oh, oh my
don't let the looks fool you. He is a cheetah. I
Look
got
at
the
his
star
nose.
computer.
Look at his nose. I had my dog sitting on my ass this whole time. Swamp ass. No, I'm kidding. Um, she's, she's been sitting on my butt. You say hi? You say hi to the cat? I have two cats here too. One of them's orange. You say
Yeah,
hi?
cats are the best.
Oh,
Uh, Well, dogs are great though too. Is that a rescue dog?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have 2 cats and a dog. My cats are sleeping somewhere. I mean, they sleep all day and then they're up all night. You know.
Well, cats have hard lives.
I know. Look at that, buddy. Are you kidding me? Ugh, the
Yeah,
cutest. My
he is.
God.
He's definitely a ham. If you need a cheetah for your movie, we're ready.
Always. And he's like a chunky monkey, which I love too.
Yeah, he gets a little. He is going to grow a little heavier during the winter months. He'll get to be about 20 pounds during the winter and about 16 to 17 during the spring.
Yeah, so, same.
But still very, very fast.
Same.
Hey, listen.
All that.
I got 1 hour and 15 minutes, which means I got my hour in, and I'm very conscientious of your time. Oh, how sweet is that? I'm so happy for you and Michael. I think you guys are going to be outstanding parents. Can't wait to meet him next time we do interview. We'll do this. Yeah. I think he'll trump the cheetah as far as cuteness goes.
I don't know. Cheetah's pretty cute.
Yes, he is. I have to admit. I want to thank you so much, Augie, for taking the time to come out and talk to us.
Of course.
Thank you. I want to thank my chat for coming out there and supporting this interview. This has been awesome. So much fun. I owe Thomas a lot. I owe you a lot. I appreciate it so much.
You don't owe anybody anything. You're awesome, Patrick. Thank you for having me on.
I just really wanted to. I'm just so happy we got to meet, and I can't wait to see you on the other side. And maybe March. See how well you're feeling. And then I'm gonna have you come on the midnight hour, where it's
Let's do it. Let's do it.
The midnight hour will be a whole different ride.
Hell yeah. I'm for it.
Yeah. I got to tell everybody real quick who we got the rest of the week, and then we're out of here. Tomorrow night we'll have Jonathan Stevens from Plight X2 will be here at 8 p.m. And then Thursday we do a doubleheader. I'm going to England at 2 o'clock to talk to blogger writer Laura Dove, and then I'll come back at 8 o'clock for producer, director, actress Jamie Olsen from Olsen Productions, and she's a sweetheart too. Augie, thank you so much. Michael, thank you for all your help, and we'll talk to everybody tomorrow night.
Thank you guys for watching. Thanks again, Patrick. I'll see you soon.
Yep, stay right where you're at.